All right, guys, before we go ahead and start this video, I just want to let you all know that videos do not do this car justice. All right, guys, this car is fast. It wants to get squirrely quick. It wants to pull to the sides, everything. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy the video. What's up, guys? Abel, Street Car Builds, back at it again with another video. All right, guys, in this video, we're gonna go ahead and get the car tuned finally. All right, because I have been driving the car. You know, I took it to work. I've been driving it around town. What I did is I flashed the stock tune in it, you know, just to get it started and ran smooth. But as I keep driving it, it's driving a little bit more rough. You know what I mean? It's not enjoyable to drive now. It's reading rich on bank 2. Okay, so it's time to tune. All right, I was hoping I could drive it just like that. I'm not getting on it. I'm not doing anything on it, but you know, it's time to tune it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna record this over the next couple of days because today is Monday and I will be tuning the car Thursday. All right, so today, fresh plugs. All right, tomorrow we're gonna change out the wastegate, the wastegate spring. All right, because right now the car is on 10 pounds. Okay, and no, we're not gonna do that. All right, so we're gonna put it on 6, just on gate. Okay, what else? I put the hood on there just to put it on there, but no hood, gang. All right, guys. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and then Wednesday. I'll go ahead and show you what we did with the suspension. We put some new suspension in the rear, just bolt-on stuff, you know, just to help it hook a little bit better. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this and start putting them plugs in, guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn it on just to see if it clears up, because I think I fouled out the plugs. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so we changed the plugs out real quick. All right, Ortiz said gap them to 28. Okay, I think before they were like at 42, I think. All right, so I gapped them to 28. Just, you know, I don't know, that's what he recommends. I'm guessing for boost. All right, even though we're not gonna be pushing a lot. All right, another thing, guys, that I never told you. All right, so when I got this motor back, all right, I got it, put it in the engine stand, everything, you know, put in the hot side, you know, when I was doing the hot side right here in the garage. All right, the builder told me, he was like, it only has 4 plugs. I lost the other 4 because they had the 4 plugs from when we first did the changes when it was NA. You know, those plugs were in there since, you know, last year, like January of last year, over a year. All right, so what I did is I bought the 8 plugs, but since I was in a hurry, I had done everything that night, and the only thing that was stopping me at 2 in the morning to get the first start was those 4 plugs. So I left it like that, went the next day, went to work. On the way back home, I bought the 8 plugs. I only put the 4, all right, and left the old 4 in there. Boom, started right up. All right, so the reason why I'm telling you all that is because the car started reading that it was rich. All right, and as you can see here, these are the new plugs. See, they were burning all right. And these were the plugs that were in there before, as you can see. All right, guys, and that's why I was reading rich. That's what was driving a little bit rough. All right, I kind of figured that one side was already all rich. You know, it was reading rich. It wasn't firing because I'd give it gas and then it would clear up. All right, guys, so that's it for the plugs. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out, and I'll give you all a cold start. The car hasn't been started in about over a week. All right, guys, so I'm not gonna leave it on too long. All right, just like a minute or 2. I do not want these plugs to mess up anything that can happen with the plugs. All right, because I don't have a lot of experience tuning, but tuning, like not me tuning, but taking a car to tune, but I always want the car to be at its best. All right, I don't want to take the car with a foul plug and they're having trouble tuning and they think it's this, they think it's that. No, fresh gas, fresh plugs, you know, as fresh as it can be. That way the tune goes as smooth as possible. All right, guys, there you go. Car started up. As you saw, when it's the cold start, it pops and it throws a like flame. All right, it does that. And then as soon as it starts getting temperature, it goes away, clears out. All right, I thought it was the plugs, but all these plugs are new. The fuel cell is kind of low. I checked the fuel pressure while I was on. It was good. All right, so maybe it could be something with the tune. All right, I don't remember it doing that when I first started it, that it would pop little flames here and there. But all right, aside from that, we're gonna go ahead and leave that alone. It's done. All right, for you it's gonna be instant. For me it's gonna be the next day, but we're gonna go ahead and jump to the wastegate. All right, it got some temperature in there. I don't even want to touch it. All right, and we'll do the wastegate. Well, I'm not gonna put fuel in it until maybe Wednesday. You know what I mean? Maybe the day before, fill it up. Not fill it up, but maybe 3/4, you know, stuff like that. And then as you can see, the car sits way higher now. All right, way higher. As you can see, it was real tucked in, but it sits a lot higher because we did some suspension changes. Not big, but you know, some changes. All right, guys, but we'll go ahead and jump into that, all right? All right, guys, it's the next day. All right, I have the car halfway in, halfway out, just so I can have some room here to get under here. First, we're gonna go ahead and take off this wastegate. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take it off. We're gonna go ahead and open it up because it has two springs. It has a 4-pound spring and a 6-pound spring. All right, and together, this, on the paperwork, it said it makes 10 pounds, but we're gonna go ahead and start with 6. So let's go ahead and get that started. All right, guys, we got it off. Got the hose fitting off, got the clamp off. All right, so this, we just loosen these up right here. Should come right up. Should be 2 springs in there. We're gonna leave 1. All right, guys, so apparently this is a 4-pound spring, which feels like a 4-pound spring. And this is a 6-pound spring. All right, so since we're just gonna do like a drivability tune, usually they say you put these two together, you get 10. But we're gonna save this because after we get the car tuned and everything, we drive it for a bit. We are gonna switch the fuel cell on the fuel pump to like a inline Magna fuel with the 15-gallon cell. Once we do that, we'll change out, because right now we only have regular AN fuel hose. But after May, after my daughter's skiing day, we're gonna put PTFE. All right, we're gonna put some PTFE hoses from the front to the back, redo the wiring, redo the fuel system to where it feeds the engine good, and we're gonna put 10 pounds on 93 and 10 pounds on the 85, and we're gonna let it eat, guys. All right, guys, it's the next day. All right, the day before the tune. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you what we did with the suspension here. We'll start in the front. All right, guys, we got strange adjustables on both fronts and rears back there, guys. So basically these will help us adjust the firmness or the looseness of the car. All right, if the track is really biting real hard and you know, we're not spinning, is lifting the front end to it, we can stiffen these up to keep the front end down. Or if the track is real loose and we need to transfer weight and stuff, you know, we can leave them, I don't know if you can see that one over there, but we can leave them loose. Right now they are loose, they're on the loosest setting, they're on 1. All right, just to transfer the weight to the rear tires, since we are gonna tune it. All right, guys. All right, guys, in the rear, We got some just regular, I'm guessing eBay control arms. I got these cheap. I think I paid like 40 bucks for them. All right, I got those. And the reason I got these guys is because I have bought some UPR ones. I had gotten some UPR non-adjustables, exactly the same. I paid $300 for those, you know, on the other car, the one that we wrecked. So I was like, you know what? It's the same thing. I'm not gonna spend that much money. I think I paid 60 bucks for these used. All we're gonna do is later on, when we change out the rear end, we're gonna put better bushings. We're gonna put some better bushings, all right? Also, we got some drag springs in the back. If you can see there, you can see right there, all right? We got some drag springs. All right, these are old school. I think they were Steeda drag springs. All right, these are real stiff. You know, it did lift the car up a little bit, maybe about 1.5 inches. All right, and but this is what we need. This is what we need for to go hook it at the track. All right, my old setup that went 150 60 foots with the stock 302 on 150 shot, which is really good for, you know, 350 400 horsepower. It was just some iBox, some 50-50 springs, some cheapo, we call it subframe connectors, and 90-10s in the front. And that thing would lift the wheels, you know. But it was cool, but at the track, lifting the wheels is only cool, but it's not for you to go fast. All right, so that's why we went with adjustables, because the Lakewoods would really transfer the weight back, but it would bottom out, pop, and then it would spin. All right, so now with these strange adjustables, we can keep the front end down and just transfer a little bit of weight, and then we can loosen these up. We can have them loose, or we can have them tight, also just like the fronts, to transfer the weight. So since these springs are a little bit more stiff, I also have these, you know, on the, oh no wait, I have them at 5. I think I left them at 5 right there. As you can see, that's the right there. You know, I have them at 5 right in the middle. All right, since we are gonna be street tuning the car, I would want, you know, the front end loose, the back a little tight to push the wheels down. All right, guys, so that's what we did with the suspension. It has 373 gears, but that's too much gear. All right, that's too much gear for turbo. But for now, this is what we're gonna use until we can get the disc brake set up for the new rear end. We got axles, we got what else? We got the locker, 31 spline. That one will get the disc brakes. That one will get the better bushings and stuff like that. All right, guys. But for now, this is gonna do since we aren't gonna be racing the car. All right, guys. As you can see here, the springs did lift the car up. It's crazy because on video it looks really high, but in person it's not that bad. All right. I was kind of shocked because before the drop springs were, you know, right here, you know, and these things just shoot, which is good, you know, when we won't rub. But we got the shock relocation mounts. All right, so these are from BMR. Basically, these will bolt up to the rear end, and the control arm, once it's bolted to the rear end, the stock location, I think is like right here, right? So that, all right, we'll bolt this to the rear end, and we won't be using this one. We will go down 1 inch, you know, 2 inches, 3 inches. We don't want to go too low, all right, but you know, just 1 inch would be perfect, just to bring the rear end down just a little bit, you know, so we don't have a big gap. But for now, guys, that's the way we're gonna leave it, because for these, we do have to drill a hole right there on the housing. Well, not on the housing, but on the bracket, so it stays stiff, all right, guys? So we're gonna keep these on standby, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and leave the car like that. All right, let's go ahead and go get this car tuned. All right, guys, we made it here with Rudy and Nafa at Castillo Motorsports. All right, we had a mishap with the trailer. Okay, we ended up getting a flat about 30 minutes from getting here, so we ended up just unloading the car and driving it here. All right, it's a street car, that's what we're building, and it was driving a little bit rough, but you know, after this tune, we're gonna have to drive the car back about, was it about an hour? All right, so hopefully the car is dialed in, you know, from leaving from here, we'll fuel up and everything. But here, Nafa and Rudy, they're authorized dealers for Ortiz. All right, Ortiz is gonna go ahead and tune the car, give us a drivability tune, maybe just a little bit of boost. You know, we're gonna put the bigger injectors and stuff. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it.